Now it is time for a yearly tradition. I don't know how many years in a row we've been doing this. I think it's like 7 or 8 years in a row. But what we do is I go and I analyze the data dump that comes from Pornhub. And Pornhub has all sorts of interesting data that they will share. And they put it publicly on their website. Sources close to me, I have heard that pornography is popular on the internet. This may stun some of you, but the data reflects that at any given time, nearly half of all internet traffic is porn. Think about that for a minute. Half of the internet, everything, sports, news, message boards, current events, Taylor Swift arguments, celebrity news, all of that, half of the internet. The other half, porn, all right? And every year, Pornhub gives us a deep dive into what the data showed them. So I go through and I analyze this, and I say, okay, let's see what was most searched for. Every year we do the most searched for terms on the internet, and I try to analyze them as a 44-year-old guy. And every year there are several things that are popular that I don't know what it is. Before we get started, I'll give you an example. When I was in college, if you tried to choke someone while you were hooking up with them, they would put you in jail, and no one would defend you. Now, you 20-year-olds are out there choking each other like crazy. Not like a UFC fight. You're having sex, like putting each other in headlocks, choking each other. Like, I don't even get it. It's all crazy to me. 20 years ago, they put you in prison for even saying that. Now you guys are out there choking each other out while you're having sex, and you're doing that in private, and then you 20-year-olds are all complaining that people are using words that hurt your feelings. I'm sorry, you're all a bunch of hypocrites. If you're choking each other out while you're naked having sex, I refuse to believe that somebody using a word on a college campus triggers you to such an extent that you feel like you're going to pass out. I'm just going to toss that out there. All right, here we go. Most search terms of 2023. Number one, and by the way, not only most searched, but how they've moved in the rankings. These are basically porn power rankings for 2023. Number one, hentai. And I feel like I looked this up before. I do not understand the world that I live in. I think this is like porn cartoons. I'm just going to say it. If you go on the internet and you watch porn cartoons to pleasure yourself, I think you should be in prison. I don't know what else you're into, but if you go on the internet filled with naked men and women, all different sorts of peccadillos, you can find anything that floats your boat, and you say to yourself, nah, I'm not really into humans. I really get turned on by cartoons having sex. You're into some freaky stuff. I think you should go to prison. I don't understand how this is number one. I really don't. You people are freaks. I don't understand this at all. Number two, I understand. Number two, they had a good year. They've risen one in the power rankings, MILFs. Now, some of you, the classic MILF, the mom I'd like to fuck, for those of you who don't know acronyms, the MILF is kind of like the vanilla ice cream of porn, maybe the chocolate ice cream of porn. It's always there for you. The MILF had a good year. The MILF surges one. Makes total sense to me. You hentai prisoners. MILFs, not surprised that MILFs had a good year. Second most searched term. Also not surprised here. It's hard to surprise me. Lesbians had a good year. Lesbians, tried and true. You can always rely on them. They're there to make out for you. They're there to scissor, as I understand. They're there to entertain and bring Americans together. It's not a coincidence that LGBTQ, all that, it starts with the things that people like the most across the board, lesbians. And then it goes to bi, which is really just lesbians who also like guys. This is actually a sign of the patriarchy. Even the acronym designed to be inclusive starts with what men like the most. Lesbians, bi lesbians. Boom. That's how they sell it. Because then they get to the G and the B and the LGBT. I can't even keep up with all this stuff. As you go down the flow chart of alphabet there, you run away from the patriarchy. I don't know any straight men that hate lesbians. I don't know any straight men that hate bi-curious women. Lesbian number 3 overall. This was a bad year for the Japanese. I don't know. Some are saying the Japanese, I don't know why they wouldn't do well. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why Japanese are pulled out. Because when I think Japanese, I just think Asian. So I don't understand who the people are that are like, I like Asian chicks, but I really like Japanese chicks. Why would Japanese chicks not just be as a catch-all with the Asian community? The Japanese dropped 2. Maybe just because people are working through my logic and they're like, hey, if you like Japanese girls, you probably like Chinese and Korean girls too. I'm just going to toss it out there. And if you don't, I actually think you'd be super racist. Japanese dropped 2. Maybe Otani. Maybe this is Otani related. Otani surged. Japan porn declined. I don't know. All right, here's number 5. And it's staying number 5 from last year. And I remember this from last year, and I still don't get it. Pinay? P-I-N-A-Y. Am I even allowed to say the word? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I didn't know what this was last year. I said that hentai people should be in jail. I don't even know what Pinay is. Penne? I know penne pasta. I don't think that's related to this. I don't know what this is. And this is where I start to feel old. You're choking each other. You're liking porn cartoons. And now you like something called Pinay. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what people are looking at. It's staying solid at number 5. In the 6th spot, rising 1. I sound like Casey Kasem. In the Pornhub most searched for porn terms, anal. Good year for anal. A lot of people bending over, taking it in the ass. They were like, it's more popular this year than ever before. Anal surges to number 6. Going to be a little bit, I don't think these power rankings, I know everybody had an issue with the college football playoff committee. I've got an issue with you. Asian passed by anal. Asian drops 1, anal goes up. I actually thought the Asians had a better year in porn than the anal did. I didn't see it all. I didn't get to watch every play. I haven't seen every video, but I think the committee, that is you guys, got this wrong. I think dropping Asian, I think not including Japanese in the Asian category, a little bit unfair, just going to say. They seem like the same team to me. I don't know why anal deserved to pass Asian in the past year. I'm a little bit disappointed, to be frank, in all of you. This is our biggest surger in the top 10. This was the Washington Huskies of the top 10 this year. Kind of came out of nowhere, caught people by surprise. I didn't see it coming. Latinas up 3. The Latina community surging 3, not Latin men, Latina in particular. I don't know what happened. Did J-Lo drop a new album? Did Selena come back from the dead? Am I wrong? Is Selena still alive? Maybe that's true. I don't know. Surging 3, Latina. Didn't see it. You might be thinking to yourself, okay, Clay, didn't see the Latina surge coming. You said it jumped 3. Who did the Latina leap over? Who did the Pornhub searches leave behind? Big ass dropped 1. This is fat phobia. You've been hearing it from your friends on the left for a long time. They've been saying, you know what's going to happen? If we keep demeaning fat people, eventually fat asses are not going to get people turned on anymore. Maybe they're onto something. Because big ass dropped 1, passed by Latina. Now, not to disparage, I also think it's a little bit of conflict here. Because I think Latino women are often known for their big asses. So the committee's kind of giving me conflicting signals here. On the one hand, you say, I love Latinas. On the other hand, you say, but I'm going to pull back big asses. Well, how? That's like saying, I like Alabama, but I hate their quarterback. Or vice versa. I love their quarterback, but I hate Alabama. Aren't they one and the same? I would argue yes. Again, contradictory moves by all of you in your search. Who else dropped? Stepmom. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't understand the stepmom, the stepsister, the stepbrother, the stepdad. The amount of step porn is through the roof. And I understand that it's algorithmic, so certainly there has to be a demand for it. Who are all of the people jerking off to their stepmoms all day long? And how incredibly creepy is that? Stepmom has no idea. Like, I get it if your stepmom is like 20 years younger. Like if me, I'm 44. If suddenly I had a 20-year-old wife, you'd be like, well, that's not really a stepmom, right? That's like basically I just went out and grabbed a college chick. And that's really like, it's more like college chick than it is anything else. Stepmom, though, dropping one, surging underneath Latina. I'm seeing a business opportunity here. Latina stepmom with a big ass, just tossing it out there. Seems like that would do really well in the porn industry. Jumping 4 spots, and the older I get, the less I trust all you people out there watching this right now in your 20s. I think you're destroying porn because you don't even like real people anymore. Up 4, anime. Up 4 places into the top 10, anime. 2 of the things that all you guys are jerking off to now are cartoon porn. You don't even like real fake women in your porn. You are watching cartoons. Anime up 4. Joining hentai and maybe pine too. Or penne. I don't know what penne is. Not a pasta. Surging 4 spots, anime. You all disgust me. And then rounding out our top 10, I believe, threesomes dropping 2 spots. I don't know. I thought the threesome was pretty reliable. I thought it was kind of the Clemson of the college football playoff, always there for you. And then what happens? Boom, they just fall completely apart. Threesome, they might be 11. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, 12. Threesome fell all the way to 12. That's like falling out of the top 25. They really are Clemson. Some other big movers here. Oh, my God. Femboy, up 12. I don't even know what this is. Femboy, up 12, the biggest mover. Trans, plus 10. Animation, plus 18. Mature, plus 12. You're all a bunch of sickos. Look at what you're interested in. Femboy, trans, animation, mature. You like grandmas with dicks. That's what you perverts are into. That's what this data tells me. Really disappointing. Really disappointing to see what you guys are into. Again, the most searched for terms for 2023. They have the most popular performers. I don't know these people. I legitimately don't know any porn stars. But that is very, oh, wait. That was world. My apologies. That was the most searched for terms in the world. United States. This makes more sense to me. Number 1 most searched for topic in the good old US of A, lesbian. Number 2, MILF. This is the world that I grew up in. I feel way more comfortable now. MILF surged 1, lesbian number 1 overall. Keeps the title. Not going to give it up. But then hentai is also in the top there. Latina, ebony, Asian, big ass, the BBC, threesome, cream pie, stepmom. I feel better about this. Biggest growth search in the United States this year, gangbang, up 12. Surging into the top 25. Gangbang, ironically, the liberty of the American college poll. And then some of these are really really specific in general. Like this is a PhD level Google search for some of you out there. So that is the biggest breakdown. They have, I love this. They have the top searches for states. And this is a little bit scary. This is funny. All right. I'm going to give you the SEC's most popular porn searches. This is according to Pornhub relative to other states. South Carolina, high heels. Classy state. Totally see it. Charleston, high society. What are you looking for if you're looking for nudity and porn on the internet? In South Carolina, high heels. North Carolina, right there beside South Carolina. What are they looking for? Bubble butts. Hey, well done, Carolinas. Alabama. What are Alabamians looking for more than any other residents of other states? Fingering myself. Well, that does sound like Alabama, doesn't it? Mississippi, looking for furries. All right. Well, I'm not making this up. This is Pornhub. Arkansas, ass to mouth, which is, basically the poultry industry. Louisiana, what are they looking for more than anybody else in Louisiana? Big black dick. Kentucky, what are they looking for in the bluegrass state? Bouncing boobs. I totally see this. Tennessee, my home state, giantess, which I don't even know. I think that's just like tall women. Oklahoma, what are they looking for? Most search terms, sex dick. You're in Oklahoma, you're like, I'm not even going to be able to specify anything at all. I'm just going to type in a sex and a dick. Some of this is really funny, by the way. Outside of the SEC, what's Colorado looking for? Femdom. Yep, totally see that. A lot of dudes want to get strapped on in Colorado. It's moving blue. I can see that. North Dakota, loud, wet sex. Very specific, North Dakota. Loud, wet sex. Nebraska, very clean, rub. I'm not going to give you any specifics. I'm just going to look for rubbing. Idaho doesn't mess around. What did Idaho search for? Dildo rides. Just really specific, Idaho. What you're really into, I just want dildo rides. That's all I need. California. What did California search for the most? Asian stepmoms. This is really specific. You know, big tech has taken over all of California. You leave the first wife behind. You founded your tech company. You made your billions. You had like 8 kids. What do you go to? The Asian stepmom. And now all your kids are jerking off to her. Arizona, very specific. Car sex. We just want car sex. New Mexico, I don't think this is a huge category. I could be wrong. Native American. Need to be sure that you are politically correct. I just want Native American people banging. That's what New Mexico was looking for. I can't stop laughing about Asian stepmom. I'm scrolling. I haven't seen this before. Kansas, what did Kansas want? Close up. And don't even really care what exactly I'm into. I just want to be as close as I possibly. It's a camera. I want it to be like Kurosawa. I want just right in there, right on top of it. Illinois, they were into ass eating. They just were like, hey, I don't care about anything else. I just want ass eating. This is tough. Tough one for Ohio. Small dick. I'm just saying, Ohio searched for small dicks more than anywhere else. Maybe this is a function of Ohio State. Maybe a little bit of insecurity at the SEC. And you're just sitting around. You're like, you know what I really want to see? I want to see some small dicks so I feel better about myself. West Virginia nip slips. Feels very clean now, doesn't it? When you see everything going on the internet, what do you want? I want a nipple that accidentally reveals itself. Very clean from West Virginia. Iowa, cartoon porn. I said it earlier. This makes me question the direction that America's going. Cartoon porn really makes me question things. By the way, some of these are kind of boring, so I'm not diving into them. Rhode Island, doggy style. Just like, all I want, just straight doggy style. Vermont, very specific here as well. I want POV blowjobs. POV blowjobs, very popular in Vermont. Bernie Sanders, maybe so. Massachusetts, it's like they're doing research. They just look up orgasms, which seem quite common in porn in general. Connecticut, double vaginal. I honestly don't even know exactly what that is. I don't think it's two vaginas on one person. I think it's just, is that a form of lesbian? I don't know. District of Columbia, big ass cop. You thought they were anti-police in Muriel Bowser's District of Columbia. They just lost the Capitals. They just lost the Wizards. What are they into? Let's go just find big ass cops. Maryland, you dirty perverts, glory holes. Delaware, just into college girls, which I can certainly understand. So these are all public. You can go see your own research. And let me see if there's any other things that are out there. Philippines people spend the most time on Pornhub. 11 minutes and 15 seconds, which is like, that's a long movie, I'll just point out. Maryland people spend the longest on the site. Louisiana people spend the shortest amount of time on the site.